Okay, so I feel like I should update everybody about the whole sniffler thing. It barked incessantly all throughout the first night. So, I whipped out my trusty pair of earplugs that have proved very useful to block out the nightly screams from work. I hoped I would get used to my scent after a couple hours, but no, not at all. It actually got worse around 3 a.m., to the point that not only did it completely pierce through my earplugs, but it also woke up my neighbors who came over and started banging on my door. Then my living room window. Then my bedroom window. I only know the order of the events because they told me in explicit detail of how their night had been. Oddly though, the sniffler stopped barking once I opened my window to talk to them. They were not at all understanding of my new situation, although I can't really be mad at them. If I was told that my sleep was being interrupted by a barking plant, I would be pretty upset too. Then they threatened that if it kept happening, they'd burn my house down. So back to the work stories. This tale takes place 2 days after my first post. I was knee-deep into cleaning the bathroom of the plant guy's room. He seemed to just disappear. I got to work earlier that day and he was still there. I reached in and pulled out the keys to his room. And I think my reaction to the situation happened in reverse of how anyone else would handle it. Did that guy get in my pants without me noticing? How did he get these in there without me noticing? But back to his room. I was cleaning up some strange stains, a deep verdant green color. It plagued the walls, the floor, and the ceiling in little splotches. It was a slow, boring process as it was a fight to get the slightest amount up. After a couple minutes, I stood up to stretch, my poor, aching knees in need of some relief. I looked into the mirror bathroom and saw the reflection of a little girl standing right behind me. "Hi, Mason," she said. "Hey, Lucy," I said back. Her real name was Luciana, but I just call her Lucy. "Did you see what happened in here?" "No, he probably knew I was here, because I heard him doing something in here, but when I came to see, he covered up the mirror." She pouted. "He uncovered it right before leaving. Jerk!" She stomped her foot on the tile that wasn't in the reflection, but still caused a sound right behind me. For everyone that's confused by the sudden appearance of a little girl, allow me to explain. Lucy is a ghost that's been haunting the motel for a couple of months now. I don't know how she died. Never asked. Thought it might be a little touchy, and I'm fine not knowing. Now, for those not in the know, according to our resident ghost, they can only appear to people in full body apparitions in some type of reflection. Hence why in all the movie, ghosts always appear in mirrors. I mean, there's that, and it's a really easy jump scare. Anyways, they can also interact with anything outside of it or within their body's reach of the reflection. Hence how she can stand on part of the tile that's being covered by the sink. If we were to raise the mirror, she would probably have to stand on the sink to be in the reflection. Not only that, apparently she can also see out of any of the reflections within a certain radius. Now, ghosts can move around freely without bothering with reflections, but they can't interact with anything in any way. At most, you'd be able to feel that they're there. In all honesty, she's the best of the strange occurrences here at the motel. She's nice, has yet to try to kill me, and doesn't bark throughout the night. "Do you have time to..." she started to say before whipping her head around to look at the door. The almost naked people are leaving. Finally. "Thanks," I said before groaning and turning to leave the room. "I'll go get their key and then I'll be back." I left the room and walked over to the front desk, meeting the Flan clan there. I kept my eyes up the entire time, trying to look everyone in the face. Except for Paul. Once I got up there, Flan handed over the key saying, "It was fun, bud. I'll make sure to visit you from time to time." I smiled back. "Oh no, you really shouldn't do that." She laughed and said, "Nah, I got you," before her and her people turned and walked out the gates. As I was in the middle of returning the key to its rightful place and marking down that the room was in need of cleaning, lots of cleaning, a hand patted me on the back. "Hey Mason, what's up, man?" I turned to look at JJ, one of our 3 part-time employees. He is the type of guy to tell you a story about how he was hunted by Hispanic vampires while visiting Texas, and expects you to believe it. Though, with everything that I've seen here, and the fact he tells all of them with the intensity of 1,000 overzealous parents at their kid's basketball game, it's not hard to. He looks to be early 30s, maybe late 20s, with a full mustache and deep smile lines around the edges of his mouth. I can never quite place his ethnicity. He was a few shades darker than pale, with an accent I've never heard before. I haven't asked him where he's from. He's never pried into my life, so I respected him and did the same. "Not much, just cleaning up some rooms." "Did you just get here? Your shift started 5 hours ago," I responded. "Did you not get my text?" "Oh, shit. Right. Sorry." I opened my mouth to question him further, but reconsidered it. electing to try and get him to go clean Flan's room, 'cause Lord, I wasn't. But he must have taken my silence while I was thinking this through as an opportunity to tell a story. You see, I was getting myself ready for this morning and started on my walk to work. Wait, don't you live around 3 miles away from here? Yes sir. Again, I opened my mouth but didn't ask the obvious why. Instead I said, okay, continue. Well, you see, I was almost here when I saw something weird. There were these 2 guys, nothing weird about them except... He took a dramatic pause. They looked exactly the same. Oh, was that the end? Yeah, pretty freaking weird, right? Just walking in opposite directions on opposite sides of the street. Weird, right? You do know about the existence of twins. Shit, right! That makes the rest of my story really creepy. I raised my eyebrows at him. You didn't. Yeah, I followed them around like all day. He laughed to himself. Just as I opened my mouth to chastise him about how he's lucky the cops weren't called on him, a familiar voice penetrated my eardrums, filling me with an unholy dread. Hey, dickbag, what's up? I turned to face Flan. Listen, I said you didn't need to. Oh god. When I turned to her, I saw that Flan and her entire clan were back, except this time instead of wearing exclusively shirts, they were only wearing pants. I kept my eyes trained precisely on her face as I stammered out, what are you doing? If you're back to spend another night, I'm sorry to inform you that you can only receive service if you're wearing a shirt. The hell would I want to spend a night here? I just want to get directions to the nearest gas station. I pointed down the road away from town and told them what exit to get off at. They all piled back into their cars and drove away. Well, that was weird, I said. Why is that? JJ asked. Well, they were here just barely, except they only had shirts on. JJ rested his cheek on his fist as he leaned against the front desk, and with the smuggest look I've ever seen said, Mason, you've heard of changing clothes before, right?